Three, two, one, go. Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video, folks. Today we are doing the Grand Slam of Darts day 2 of predictions. So the losers will face them head to head, and the winners will face head to head. But the loser will be out, but the winner will stay in, and the winner of the winners will go through to knockout stages of the Grand Slam after all the shocks and surprises, of course. Let's start with day 2. Kicking off, Martin Lukeman versus Jurgen van der Velde. Both of these players suffered heavy defeat, 5-1 defeats on day 1 of the Grand Slam, so it goes without saying this is a must-win well situation. If either are going to haunt themselves back into the tournament, before we get to the YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button. Lukeman only averaged 83 in a poor standard match with Damon Heta, while Jurgen van der Velde couldn't lift with Chris Dobey's very solid performance. I think the experience could count a lot on Lukeman's favour, and he might not be the wide enough margin that he will light, but I'm going for Lukeman to win 5-3. And then Johnny Clayton will face Lucas Vannick. Johnny Clayton was stunned 5-1 by the rising star Cam Crabtree, so he definitely needs a big victory this afternoon, especially because Lucas Vannick's leg difference is only -1 following a narrow defeat to Danny Noppert. The Ferret won't be happy about his performance when he's in that mood. We saw him at the World Match Play. He was openly disappointed after early victories, but he bounced back to reach the semi-finals. But I expected him to come out all guns a-blazing and put Vannick to the sword. 5-1 for Johnny Clayton. And then Josh Rock against Lisa Ashton. Josh Rock now knows how Wessel Nijman felt last year after losing to the Dutchman with 109 average yesterday in a game that lived up to the billing. If he repeats that kind of performance, then Lisa Ashton won't be able to get as close to him as she managed to do against below par Jan van Veen before being picked in a last leg decider. But Rock has to pick up a win. I expected to do it comfortably. 5-1 for Rocking. And then the two losers going head to head, Gerwyn Price against James Wade. Nobody expected Gerwyn Price to be playing James Wade in a loser plays losers fixture on Sunday afternoon, but that is a narrowing situation they have now found themselves in. Neither player really got going in their 5-4 defeats to Ricky Evans and Stefan Belmont, respectively. But so it will be interesting to see who responds the best, handles the pressure. It's very close to call, but I picked Price to win the tournament at the start, so I'm going to have faith that he can bounce back with a win and put James Wade out 5-3. And then Ricky Evans against Stefan Belmont. Before the Grand Slam, Ricky Evans said that being loved away from the hockey is improving his performances on it. But there was a clear evidence on that as he stunned Gerwyn Price on Saturday. A 96 average, 4 maximums, and a manner in which he held his nerve in a deciding leg was highly impressive. But unless his honeymoon period suddenly stopped overnight, then he should make it 2 wins from 2. Stefan Belmont deserves credit for his surprise 5-4 win over Wade, but Evans is a stronger player. The next up, I'm going for Ricky Evans to win 5-3. Then Danny Noppert will face Cam Crabtree. Danny Noppert survived a scare against Lucas Vannick, but having picked up 2 points but very scruffy performances by his standards, but he should be more than relaxed mood when he faces Cam Crabtree. Noppert has been performing so well in the majors, but he won another lethal run this week. So we expected him to improve massively on the 86 average, but he managed yesterday. Crabtree was superb on his debut and shown signs of nerves as he averaged 102 and hit 3 maximums, but Johnny Clayton didn't put him under much pressure, but that probably won't be the case today. But I'm going for Noppert to win 5-3. Next, Jan van Veen against Wessel Nijman. Wessel Nijman would have been experience a sense here we go again when he headed into the last leg decider with Josh Rock while averaging over 100. The Dutchman lost all 3 of his matches 12 months ago, including one against Rock, with ridiculously good performances, but this time he was able to hold his composure and picked up 2 points, which will do wonders for his big stage confidence. Jan van Veen fell over line against Lisa Ashton. He starts as favourite, but Nijman's bubble, but I think we're going to see the opponent going from strength to strength to take command of the group. But I'm saying Van Veen to win 5-4. Then Chris Dobey against Damon Hatter. Chris Dobey is one of my outright picks for the title due to his superb recent performance away from the TV cameras, starting with a solid enough victory over Jurgen van der Velde. I think he's leaving his big stage form until the business end of the season, and I'm backing to see off Damon Hatter, who was quite a long way shot in this best against Martin Luitmann on Saturday. So Hollywood has a superior 180 superior 180 per leg than his Aussie opponent, so he will double up the win with him to hit the most maximums too. And then evening session, Nathan Aspinall against Alex Spellman. While Nathan Aspinall will be kicking himself from dropping points on the opening night, and the form he has shown this year should mean he'll be full of confidence about his chances and still advancing from Group A. One of the form players this year, he squandered far too many opportunities against Michael Smith, missing 19 darts at the outer ring. He'll be hopeful of putting that right here, though, against America's Alex Spellman, who just couldn't not settle on stage against Luke Humphries. But the CDC Continuum Cup winner didn't give an accurate representation of what he's capable of. But with his poor scoring combined with his opponent's pleurisy, not allowing him a single dart or double in the contest, but a player who said himself his progress in recent times has been hindered by the expectation on his shoulders, but he'll be a lot happier with his throw this year and enjoyed more consistent result as well. I can only see one winner here though, and that's the 2022 Grand Slam runner-up Nathan Aspinall. I'm going 5-2 for Nathan Aspinall. And then Daryl Gurney will face Karol Sedlacek. The World Cup winner Daryl Gurney is astonishingly competing in this tournament just the third time in his career, here for the first time since 2019. He was imperatively returned. He was edged out in a decider on Saturday by Connor Scott, while as Karol Sedlacek struggled to replicate the form he displays to book his sport in this tournament when he up against a typically wonderful Luke Littler. He's another player who has been bubbling up on the surface this year, and he has actually won both of his meetings with Gurney in 2025. The man, the Northern Irishman, picks up one leg across the two games. Those meetings, both on the floor though, I believe Superchin will just about have too much for the evil Charlie of this occasion. 5-3 to defeat Karol Sedlacek. And then fourth up, Stephen Bunting against Martin Schindler. Both players will be underwhelmed to say at least their start to this year's tournament. Martin Schindler's frustration in big TV tournaments continued on the opening nights of this year's Grand Slam. It's been a struggle for the German number one to replicate his Pro Tour form in majors, despite a few months of magic, including a lovely 1-2-2 checkout against Luke Woodhouse. But the Wolves' chances at the end of legs were limited as he averaged below 92 and lost the second successive match to Woody. Frustrating might not cut how Stephen Bunting felt after his match against methodical Alexis Toilo. To say the pace of his game didn't suit him would be understatement, but I expected both to produce a higher level in this one, to go blow for blow in their first meeting of 2025. The Bullets won 8 of their 15 previous meetings. I think he comes out on top in this one. Then Gary Anderson against Beau Gries, the headline act on Saturday night. Beau Gries was involved in a thrilling contest with Michael van Gerwen, having captured attention from many matter of weeks ago when he produced 11 data in a deciding leg to beat Luke Littler and reached the World Youth Final. The 21-year-old mismatched darts to back up with a win over Michael van Gerwen, showing her composure at the class and quality and deciding from 4-2 down, firing in 12 and 13 legs. But that's how she's demonstrated how much she's growing in these surroundings. Gary Anderson, of course, will take some stopping in the tournament, even though he lost to Nico Sprinter. But I'm going to go for Beau Gries here, and she wins 5-3. And then Luke Littler against Connor Scott. When the draw from this tournament was made, one of many fixtures that he leaps off the page in this one between the reigning champion and the player who's those full potential we are yet to see. Connor Scott is thrilling thrilling player to watch. He's shown on his debut in this tournament when he blew Dave Chisnall away. He was unable to back it up in his subsequent 2 matches. So he came through the qualifiers of beating Peter Wright and Mike Dedeker, but he beat Daryl Gurney 5-4. Luke Littler was unsurprisingly spectacular in his opener, making light work of Karel Sedlacek. But I think Littler will have too much and wins 5-2. And then Luke Humphreys against Michael Smith. Bully Boy marks his emotional return to the big stage for a hard-fought win over his good friend Nathan Aspel in a repeat of the 2022 final, where Smith went on to claim his long-awaited maiden major. But Humphreys, there are no questions asked of Luke Humphreys, 5-0 in over 10 minutes. But this will be a brilliant contest. I think Humphreys will have enough to beat Michael Smith 5-3. And then Michael van Gerwen versus against Nico Sprinter. Van Gerwen was pushed all the way by Bo Grease 5-4. He needed to get him fired up. He knows he has the opportunity to remind everyone why he should be talking about him. So for Nico, he did win the World Series of Darts finals in September. We all know he hasn't qualified for Players Championship finals, but a good run here will do them the world of goods going into the World Championship. Nico Sprinter, of course, the European Tour winner already this year, but yesterday took out 152 and he took out Gary Anderson 5-3. But I think Van Gerwen will get the job done to save 5 legs to 3. And then the last match, Luke Woodhouse against Alexis Toilo. Having reached 2 finals in recent months, Woodhouse, there is no doubting they are very much witnessing Luke Woodhouse on the rise. Desperating to shake up the tax on the highest ranking player yet to win a tournament. It feels like on the cusp of achieving that in one of the main changes in this game in recent times hasn't been the mental strength and belief, but he has himself in this game. Those things may well be tested against a player who those styles of play will knock you out of your rhythm and give yourself time to fry up and put the kids bed before your next visit to the whip. This will be a good test for Woodhouse, but I don't think it will be pretty, but he just about scrapes through and win 5-2. So that's my predictions then for the Grand Slam of Darts Day 2. Leave on your comments below and we'll see you in the next one. And don't forget, Remembrance Sunday today, of course, but we just never forget. Bye! Have a great one.